Welcome back to Movie Review Mom. And if this is the very first time that you visited my channel, yay, you found me. I've been waiting for you. My goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can make the best decision for you and your family as to whether or not you want to spend time or money or both watching a particular film. So you can catch me over on Patreon, also on Instagram and Facebook, of course. I'm also on Twitter and LinkedIn and all those other places where you would expect to find me. But I'm glad you're here now. The movie I'm reviewing today is called Over/Under. This coming of age movie premieres at the San Francisco Film Festival on April 30th, 2022. It's rated PG-13 and is an hour and 28 minutes. I'm going to give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out things I liked and didn't like, as well as offer tips for parents, themes worth talking about, and even another movie that I think you might like if you like this one. All right, so first, in a nutshell, it's the summer of 2002. Violet and Stella are 9 years old and inseparable. They spend their days playing in waves at the beach, catching butterflies, sending wishes to fairies, and spying on nude adults at the nude beach. But then the summer ends. Stella has friends back home, but would rather talk to them about mermaids rather than tampons. A lonely Violet attracts the attention of a vicious bully while silently processing her changing body. Over the next few summers that we watch, the girls come together, but puberty, boys, family trauma, and the desire to fit in all begin to threaten the magic of their friendship. Over/Under is a story of innocence and the loss of innocence. Violet and Stella teach us about the deepest kind of friendship and remind us just how delicate childhood really is. The film was directed by Sophia Silver. She also wrote it with Siani Rosenstock. So let me tell you about the things that I really liked about this movie. First of all, young starlets Imogen Bullock and Anastasia Veronica Lee have a bright future in film if they'd like one. I thought that they were both adorable and completely natural in front of the camera. I thought they both did a fantastic job. And that's a good thing because the movie is about them and they carry the film very well, especially on their young shoulders. Other cast members include Adam David Thompson, Madeline Weiss, Brandon Keener, and Christian Seidel. You get to see some bioluminescence in the ocean when the girls are on vacation at the beach. Now, I don't know if it was CGI that was used in the movie, but I've actually seen bioluminescence in the ocean at the beach in real life when I lived in San Diego, and it's extremely cool. What we had in San Diego was green, but I've also seen blue, which is what you see in the movie, when I was in Puerto Rico and did this night kayaking river lake tour. So cool. And so it's really fun to see them on vacation. The movie is relaxed and easygoing, and you just feel like you can breathe with the girls. Then when they go back to their respective homes and schools in session, then it's more stressful. There are screen cards, by the way, to let you know how much time has passed and where the scenes are actually located. And that's super helpful. There's also some really lovely music. Now, what's interesting is there's no trailer available, and I always have that on my written review at moviereviewmom.com, but the studio hasn't given me one yet. So because this is still in the film festival journey, I'm sure we'll see one eventually. Now, there were some things I didn't like about the movie. First of all, the conversations that the girls have are often very intimate, revolving around their maturing bodies. See tips for parents here down below in my written review and coming up here in just a second. Parents may not want their younger children watching this, and I'll get into more of that in just a second. Now, some viewers will actually complain that nothing happens, and that's partly true. I mean, we see the girls experiencing life, but there's no big drama, no big race scene. It's just kind of a slow moving exploration of life and growing up. the focus really is on the two young girls, although I would have liked to have explored a little bit more some of the family dynamics, since their relationships absolutely affected the girls and their mindset. Now, I know it's really about the girls, but I'm just saying I would like to have seen a bigger character arc for the girls as well. Now, we only get this short span of time, so it's not like young girls maturing into grown women where there would be a huge character arc. And they do learn definitely life lessons along the way. I just would have liked to have seen it a little bit deeper. As a mother, I started to worry about these girls, seeing that they were definitely on a path towards sexual activity at a young age. And it made me sad that neither one of their mothers was having helpful conversations with their daughter about that and teaching them how to navigate young womanhood. Sadly, both of the mothers seemed very preoccupied with other matters and big matters, things that were happening in their lives. And so it's understandable, but if you're a mom, especially of daughters, please take the time to be at the crossroads of your young daughter's life, because those decisions that they make can determine the quality of the rest of their life. That sure sounded like a mother comment, didn't it? Well, movie review mom, after all. I'd like to hear why you think the movie is titled Over/Under. I have a few ideas of my own. I want to hear what you think, though. So comment down below. When I first saw the movie poster, I wondered if this was going to be kind of a lesbian discovery story. And so it's not that there's anything wrong with that, but I was kind of anticipating that. And so if you're worried that that's what's going to be in the content, it's not. But let me give you some tips for parents. First of all, the film starts off with two girls praying to morning moths as they make wishes to fairies. And that might strike you as odd. I don't know, just giving you a heads up. The two young girls look at naked people on the nude beach. I mean, they're kind of up on the hill looking through the bushes. They're not down there with all the naked people. And we don't see the naked people. We simply see their reactions. And they talk about the shapes and sizes of people's private parts. So, and that kind of is a running thread. As the girls age, what they notice changes too, which I thought was interesting and somewhat amusing. Two young girls shower together and talk about a birthmark, and later they talk about other body parts. And I'm a twin sister, and I had an older sister, and we never got into it like these two young girls do. But I guess it's understandable because they don't have older sisters and they're not talking with their mothers. And so they really have these conversations with each other. A preteen, one of the girls, even shows her underarm hair that's starting to grow. There's some bullying by mean girls. You see blood on toilet paper, and you learn that that girl has begun her period for the first time. There's conversations about French kissing and even going to second base and what that's all about. And probably because of a lot of that, boys are going to be really bored. And as I mentioned, this isn't appropriate for young kids, possibly teenagers. If you want to watch this with your preteen, talk about all of the things that you see in this movie. Don't just let her watch the movie and then, while you're cooking dinner or something like that. Use it as a time to really bond and discuss these important conversations and topics. And speaking of topics, the themes that are illustrated very well in the movie, I think, are family, Alzheimer's. There's a grandmother who we're told is losing her memory, doesn't remember her son, and so she obviously has Alzheimer's or a form of dementia, and my mother does as well. And so that really hit my heart. And that's worth having a conversation with about too, with the people you watch the movie. And other themes are friendship, divorce, cancer, marriage, kindness, showing support to loved ones and friends, and family communication. So I always write down funny lines and interesting lines, and I include them on my written review at moviereviewmom.com, but I didn't write down any funny lines. This isn't like a big comedy rom-com or anything like that. It's a fairly dramatic movie, but I will share some interesting lines. So Stella is talking with her dad, and he says to her, everybody dies, Stella. And so she thinks for a minute, and then she says, when? And so he thinks for a minute, and then he says, not for a very long time. And that's a really valid conversation. Her mother has some form of cancer. We're not told what, but she's really struggling. And so, as you could imagine, Stella's frightened. And other things happen in her life where she's reflecting on her life and what does it all mean? And where is her part in the world? And that is something all of us, no matter what age we're at, wonder about, right? So ultimately, I thought that the movie presented some really good topics. There were some, I think, missed opportunities, however. And so my overall movie review mom grade is a C+. So before we go, I wanted to recommend another movie if you like this movie. And the reason I thought of it was for a very specific reason. I have a few specific reasons. The movie is Disney's Turning Red, which right now is only available on Disney+. So I finally saw it, although I haven't had time to do a movie review of it. I kind of feel like I lost that window of opportunity because now it's been out for a while. But the reason I thought about it was because that's the very first Disney movie where we learn about a young woman who begins to menstruate. And the movie is about a red panda, but her young womanhood is such a part of her story that I think red absolutely applies in the title to that part of her maturity. And I was just surprised that it was such a big part of the movie. I was not happy with that movie for a lot of reasons. And partly it's because of the lessons that I think that it conveys to young children. For example, it's about a red panda and this girl who becomes a red panda or is struggling with that. And at one point she says, my panda, my choice, which is a very liberal attitude about abortion. And as I was watching this movie over/under, I thought, uh-oh, a few times I thought, did one of these girls just get pregnant? And anyway, so that worried me. And then also in the movie Turning Red, it kind of tells you that it's okay to be angry and to not take into account other people and to not be sensitive to what other people want. There's no regard for duty and family responsibility. And it's just all about me, me, me. And that always bothers me because we don't live in a world alone, that we need each other and we need to work together and that kind of thing. Anyway, I need to do a whole review on that movie. But if you liked that aspect of Turning Red, this movie will kind of give you a similar vibe. It's just all a coming of age story and all of the physical and emotional growth that happens during that process. All right, that's it for my review today. I hope if you watch this movie that you do enjoy it. And again, thank you so much for subscribing. That really, really helps me grow my channel. And I just really appreciate it. And comment down below. I would love to hear your thoughts on all of that kind of stuff. Until the next movie review, bye for now.